That's right. So Gordon's up. What's up, Gordon? It's been a while. He says, "Hey guys, I need your help with two quick questions. Does the GMB service area you select in your GMB listing have any effect on the geographical search area that gets Google to show your listing in a three pack?" It does to a degree. Uh, Google tightened its proximity filters a year and a half ago now. Time flies, I guess. It's been a while, but it used to be that, yeah, you could get your maps listing to show in your designated service area relatively easy, right? It wasn't that difficult, especially for, like, again, tree contractors typically have a very big service area, like multiple counties. And so I would list all that, right? And a lot of the times I could get for some of the, GMBs that were really powered up, really authoritative, they would rank 3 cities away, right? Like, because it was, might be in an adjacent county altogether, right? And it was crazy. But that all kind of changed a year and a half ago now, maybe 2 years ago, whatever. Whenever the proximity filters got a lot stricter or tighter, narrower, so to speak. And so now it's a lot more difficult. Yes, it can still be done, but it takes a lot of effort and time, cumulative effort, in other words, in order to get that to occur. And that's what we teach at Local GMB Pro. So, it is possible, but it does take consistent, repeated effort in a very specific way in order to do that. So what I'm saying is you can put a large service area, right? And it might be relevant to that business, but Google is likely only going to show the maps listing for people that are in close proximity at the time that they search for that service, unless you can force it to, what Mark always calls expand the centroid by doing the methods that we teach in Local GMB Pro. But it's difficult to do that. It's not that it can't be done. It certainly can, but it's difficult to do that. So, again, Google is going to really show the maps listing to people that are in close proximity when they're searching, especially if there's other businesses. Like if it's a very obscure business that there's not a lot of other companies that provide that product or service, then yeah, you can get a maps listing to appear from, tens or hundreds of miles away even. That's true, but it's very rare. If it's a type of business that is common, then, and there's multiple providers within, there's multiple competitors, I should say, then it's likely that the Google My Business profile is not going to show up in adjacent towns because of the proximity filter. And that's what I've been experiencing. So I typically now really just focus in on immediate local area, at least initially. And once I start getting that to rank, then we start targeting, expanded areas through content marketing, GMB posts, and all that other stuff that we teach in Local GMB Pro. Marco, what do you say?
Activity, relevance, trust, and authority, right? The more trusted and authoritative you become, the more the centroid will expand. How you do that is in Local GMB Pro. There has to be a reason why Google will display you to someone that's further away than they should be. There has to be a reason for that proximity factor not to kick in. We did that with DC Plummet, right? It's a case study in our YS Academy Reloaded, but it works perfectly well here, where we built such massive trust and authority into that it became the keyword for the niche. And so because it has that trust and authority, it gets displayed to people outside of what you would expect the radius to be from the business centroid. The way that we did it, as I've said before, in New York City, was a bike messenger service. The way that we did it in LA is Uber drivers. And I'm not going to say how it was done. I'm just telling you that's what we used to just create massive trust and authority to create relevance between where we wanted Google to display to people, to give us impressions, to put our results in front of people, to get us in the map pack in front of people. And then, if you're there, one or two, sometimes three people start clicking on it, and then that reinforces the trust and authority that Google is giving you, and it creates even more. It's a whole process for that. It's in Local GMB Pro. I won't get into it here.
Yeah, and I'm testing, I've talked about many, many times over the last year and a half, 2 years here on Hump Day Hangouts about click-through spam bots and not using them, and how I've just been using paid traffic from Google. But I have started testing Michael Bose's Viper tools recently because he's been getting a lot of good results from people that I know in the space, and so I've actually just recently started testing with that, and that's something that I'm hoping. I don't have any results yet, but I'm hoping that I can get similar results to some of the people that I've chatted with about it, and that could be something that you could do it with paid traffic, which is what I've been doing, but you can specify like certain clicks to come to for within a certain geographic area, right? From a topically relevant audience or an audience that would be relevant to the, what you're sending them to. And that works to kind of help with that stuff too. So I'm actually testing a tool right now. Like I said, Michael's tool. Don't have any results to share yet, but I'm hoping that it works well. And if it does, I will let you guys know for sure.